from one Switch 2 video to the next. I just finished rambling about my first ever game keycards, my physical games for the Switch 2. Yes, I talked about these for like 19-20 minutes straight. I don't know how I do it, guys. I just love to talk, I love gaming, and I love you guys, you know? Anyway, I'm excited to check these out eventually because I'm still grinding Mario Kart World. That's the only thing that, you know, stresses me out about a console launch. There's so much to play and do that I feel bad when I ignore titles like these. Because I'm sure Sonic X Shadow Generations is great. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S can wait a little bit. It's a puzzle game. It's really not gonna, you know, change my life or anything. Neither is this, but I'm excited to check it out. But anyway, the point is, Mario Kart World, I've been grinding that quite a bit this weekend, or this week. It's only Friday, it feels like Saturday. And then next I'm going to jump into Breath of the Wild all over again, because I fell in love with that game on the OG Switch, and I'm excited for the 60 frames per second upgrade. That to me is like worth buying it again. Not that I had to buy it again, it's a free upgrade since I'm signed up for NSO expansion pack. Shout out to my dude, Oracle, you're awesome. Okay, so today's video is a quick first, like, I don't know, quick unboxing, first impressions, whatever you want to call it, of the Switch 2 camera. Shout out to Walmart. They actually managed to get this to me yesterday, just a couple hours after my Switch 2 arrived. And guys, again, my Switch 2 arrived before 7 in the morning on launch day, along with a bottle of Coke and a can of pizza flavored Pringles. Walmart, I have the utmost respect for you. Seriously, you are now my go-to retailer, online retailer, in person, whatever, for console launches. Like, you blew my mind. You absolutely blew my mind. So when the Switch 3 comes out in like 8 to 10 years, I'm going with you. Okay, anyway, yes, I did indeed spend the $55 on the Switch 2 camera, which I don't think is that crazy, honestly. I mean, you're gonna hate hearing this, and maybe I'm part of the problem, but Nintendo, you could have easily charged like $80 to $99 for this thing, because it feels like the kind of accessory where you know people are gonna buy it and they're willing to pay a small premium because they don't typically put out cameras. But anyway, the point is, $55 in my opinion is not bad at all. And guys, I was a huge fan of the Game Boy camera, the PlayStation 2 iToy, both connects on 360 and Xbox One. I have the Ring for Ring Fit Adventure on my Switch. So my point is, I just like weird, quirky accessories, and honestly, I'm probably not even gonna use this camera that much. I just want to have it, not for game chat per se, like, cause I don't really see myself using game chat. I mean, if I'm gaming with friends, it's usually on my PC and I'm usually on Discord, but I'm optimistic in saying, I hope there are some titles that will use this in first party titles. I don't know what I just said there, it sounded redundant, but example, Burnout Paradise on the Xbox 360, I think it was 360, used the Xbox 360 camera, another accessory that I bought myself years ago, or I got it for Christmas, I don't know, I forget. Anyway, that camera used my picture and put my picture on my driver's license in the game. How cool is that? So imagine an Animal Crossing game or something that can utilize the camera and take your picture and maybe make it into a pattern. But honestly, if they did that, I could see them, I mean, people, gamers in general, you know, men, using this to do naughty things, so maybe they won't let us do that. Or maybe if they do, then those things just can't be viewed when playing online, which is fair, you know? But anyway, my point is, I'm hoping Nintendo uses this camera in future titles outside of Mario Party. I mean, I know the box isn't that big, but wow, I was not expecting the camera to be this freaking tiny. Holy crap. Hold on, let me get it out of the cardboard here. Look at this. It is so small. Okay, let's get the USB-C cable out and save the best for last. I was not expecting that. Seriously. All right, so we've got USB-C to USB-C. It's always a good thing. And here is the camera itself. This is crazy. Like, guys, this is a legitimate reaction as I drop it. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Dude, look how small this is. Dare I say, it's adorable. I was not expecting it to be this tiny. So this is a nice touch. Check this out. Let me unwind this. And then, yes, I'm going to plug it into my Switch 2 right here. Yes, I have my Switch right here, as well as the new Joy-Con on the grip. so I can hopefully set it up for you guys on camera. I'm assuming we don't need a power source out of the Switch to power this. Hopefully not. Wow. Okay. That's a nice surprise. So the USB-C cable is plenty long. My guess is, let me see, I don't want to run over my cat. Sorry, I think I just hit the mic. I would say 5.5 feet, maybe-ish. So, yeah, the cable is plenty long, which is good because with my Switch 2, it's kind of offset with my shelf on the right side of my living room. So in other words, my Switch 2 isn't going to be like, you know, where my TV is. So in other words, this is going to be kind of to my side, but thankfully it looks like the cable is long enough where I can have this sit on like my coffee table for those games where I do use it, and then have this go across to the shelf. Yeah, I don't see why not. So very cool. Anyway, a nice touch is, check this out. So you plug the USB-C in up here, right? I'm still amazed at how tiny this is. Oh, and by the way, you actually can use any USB-C webcam with the Switch 2. Nintendo didn't have to do that, but I'm glad they actually gave users the choice. That's not, you know, like them. I love Nintendo, but you know, they're a lot like Apple. They tend to have like a closed down ecosystem, which is fine. That's why they're so freaking successful. That's why they're rich. That's why they can get away with charging $80 for Mario Kart World. Hey, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it's a fact of life. It's a fact of business. Anyway, check this out. So this is really cool. You can actually feed the cable down this clip. So that way it stays clean and organized. That is really sweet. And you do have a privacy filter, which is actually really nice. So check that out. That is cool. But me personally, I'm not the paranoid type. So this is going to be open at all times. Oh, and look, it even pivots. That is really cool. You cannot rotate it left and right, but it does pivot up and down. That is actually really cool. I'm very, very glad I bought this. Again, I don't know how often I'm going to use it, but I'm just glad I own it. You know, I love having these weird accessories. And yes, part of me wants to buy the Piranha Plant webcam. I think that one's only like 480p, which is laughable. What is this one? 720 or 1080? I forget. Switch to camera resolution. 1080p. Yeah, wow. 1080p is actually really good. I mean, I know it's 2025, but still, like they could have easily stuck to 720p. So the fact that it is 1080p is really cool. Okay, I'm gonna spin the camera around and hopefully get some good shots for you guys. This room is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've been putting a lot of work into this office because I want to make it more of a recording room. But with that said, it's not really set up for, you know, different angles other than myself. I know, I'm so full of myself. But I'll do my best. Here we go. Okay, so let's turn this on and see if we can get something good going for you guys. So I was obviously playing Mario Kart World. God, look at that display. I don't know how good that's gonna look on camera, but believe me, this display just pops. My God. And actually, this is my first time seeing this in tablet mode, and I gotta say, it looks absolutely beautiful. Good old King Oddball. 13 friends online. Let me just see. I bet you like everyone's playing Mario Kart World. Yep, look at that. Mario Kart World, World. Hold on. Nintendo Switch 2 welcome tour. So look, guys, look at that. I am not the only one spending $10 on that. Very cool. All right, anyway, let's plug the camera in because as far as I can tell, if you go into the settings menu, there's no options for the camera like right away. So I wonder if something pops up automatically. We do have a couple USB ports now, which is really cool. USB-C. So I plug that in. Camera connected. You see that? Huh. So I wonder if this has a light on it. Let me move the camera just a little bit. All right, guys, we're doing this in real time, okay? So let me see. Let me go home, make sure nothing popped up on the home screen. Okay. Let me go to settings and make sure there's no system update related to the camera. No. Oh, controls and accessories. Update Nintendo Switch 2 camera and test USB camera. Hell yeah. Okay, so the firmware's up to date. Here we go. Oh, and look at that. We have a light indicator. That's always good for those concerned about privacy. And I gotta say, the quality is not bad. it's not gonna, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like blowing my mind, but I mean, it's 1080p, which is good. And the fact that we're getting a camera on the Switch too, like that in itself is really cool. I know, I'm easily amused, but like that is really, really sweet. So let me spin the camera around here and see how things look. They actually look pretty good. Pretty good. Does it focus? I don't think it autofocuses, right? Or is it a fixed focus? Wait. No, I think it's a fixed focus. I'm not sure. Either way, the game is pretty close. And it doesn't look like it's trying to focus, but even then, I don't know. It actually looks pretty good. Like, it looks pretty good. All right, so I would like if there was like a built-in extender to like, you know, to pull this up. So I think for that to happen, I'm gonna have to mount it onto something. But that is really cool. That is not bad, guys. I am pleasantly surprised. And USB keyboard, the fact that it even supports a keyboard is really cool. And also, guys, if you haven't seen the Switch UI yet, check this out, guys. So just take the Joy-Con off, right? It's so easy. Check it out. You literally put your Joy-Con down and it turns into a mouse. How cool is that? Wait, did that just appear because I took the Joy-Con out? Or was that always there? Actually, I think it was always there. It's just a coincidence that I happened to say it. But guys, look at that. Like, I'm using this as a mouse. I'm telling you, this has a lot of potential. Unlike the IR sensor on the OG Joy-Con, I think this is really pretty cool, pretty cool. So between this, the Joy-Con acting as a mouse, and my camera, look at this, we can just scroll down. I mean, using the mouse, controls and accessories, scroll down using the Joy-Con, and we can click test camera. That is so sweet. That is really, really cool. Anyway, there you guys have it. I am pleasantly surprised. Like, what a nice surprise. Like, again, $55, that might seem like a lot of money, but honestly, I don't think it's that expensive. It's a camera that will hopefully be used for future games. Again, outside game chat, so please, Nintendo, third-party devs, third-party developers, if you're listening, no, you're probably not, because I'm just a nobody in the whole grand scheme of things. But seriously, like, just make games that utilize this. Like, even just simple things like Burnout Paradise, where, again, my face is on my driver's license in the game. It's little things like that that I think are really, really cool. I don't necessarily need this for, like, multiplayer games. I just want it to be utilized for single-player experiences. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was actually a really fun video to make. If you have any other Switch 2 videos that you want to see from me, whether, you know, buy an accessory, testing maybe another USB-C webcam, let me know right below. And speaking of right below, please click the like button. I don't really ask that often, but I like to think I've been putting a lot of, you know, work into my content lately. Let's check it out. Magnets, I love it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Happy Switch 2 weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.